Hi there folks, and welcome to another episode of Michael's Backyard Marina. Well, little donkey here. This is a 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Has 211,000 miles on it. Primarily used it before I got the old Liberty for towing my boats around. So it's had some, let's just call it, most of the time it moved with a trailer hooked up behind it, whether it was my utility trailer, my car haul trailer, or a boat. And I went to start it up the other day. I put the trailer up, hooked the trailer up to it because I was having to pick up a rather large item about 20 miles from me. And so I hooked the trailer up, hopped in, and had it parked in the driveway while it was just idling. I noticed it sounded a little rough, and I had a full tank of gas. And then as it ran, and the reason I go through this part of the story is I'm going to give you the symptoms. So once you know the symptoms, maybe you guys already have it figured out before I even get in here and figure out what's gone wrong. Anyways, I went to town. I noticed it was running a little rough, and I had to jump start the thing because it's got a bad battery too. Just put a new battery in the Jeep Liberty, and lo and behold, fuel pump on it, I think, took a dump on me. That's a shame, but I don't even want to know what that's going to cost. And you know when fuel pumps go bad, don't you? When the tank is absolutely full. I've yet to have a fuel pump go bad when I had a quarter of a tank of gas. Never happens. Besides that, started up, and a lot of times these Jeeps, when you first start them up, I've noticed that they don't always act quite right if you had a dead battery and you jumped it or whatnot. So I drove it for a little bit, shut it off, restarted it. It starts up fine. Starts up just whippy snippy, just like it did here a minute ago when I pulled it right here. But it immediately starts to run a little crappier after that. Now, it could be any number of things. I would lean toward, I don't know what to lean toward. Let me tell you what it does. I was driving to town, drove like crap, I could get up to highway speeds, I could tow, whatnot, but it just did not get good gas mileage. I turned on the little instant mileage thing, the average, and in a short amount of time, it was saying I was getting 6.5 miles per gallon. That's pretty terrible. Normally, I mean, these don't get fantastic mileage anyway, but normally empty with a little light trailer behind it, I can get 18. Hey, Oliver, how you doing, buddy? Come here. Nope? All right. But the mileage went to crap on me. And it took me to go 40 miles, took well over a quarter of a tank of gas, which is absolutely ridiculous. And by the time I moved it around the yard a little bit, I'm down to about 5/8 of a tank. Yeah, in about 50 miles. Not good. Engine light's on. That's good. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I've got this I got from Top. My dogs are just going nuts all of a sudden. I got this code reader from TOPDON. They've been bugging me to do a video, and I said I'll do one when I have a problem, but you can send it to me and just wait. So they did, and now I have a problem. Check engine lights on. So we're going to take this out of the package and just see how easy it is to use, and see if it tells me anything I don't already know. Because right now I know nothing other than it's idling rough, runs rough, and sucking a lot of fuel down, and that's not good. Let's dig in. This system is really easy to use. All you gotta do is find your OBD2 port, plug it in, and it boots up. This is good back to 2000 or 1996, I think it said. Good thing, because this is a 2000. But I turn the key to on. You can do different things. You can print. You can do all kinds of. You set up. What's setup do? Unit of measured, record mode, beeper. Yeah, we don't need any of that. Let's just go straight to diagnose. Hit OK. It's processing. I've got a pending DTC, so that's yellow. I hit OK, and I can read codes. Well, I just did that. Yeah, see, there it goes. It showed me I have a P0171 generic System 2 Lean Bank 1 pending. Well, that's not good. So remember that one, P0171. I'll have to go look that up and see what all that could be. The other cool thing about this, I can hit exit here. I can erase codes. Hit OK, and it says clear, reset, emission, diagnostic information. Are you sure? And you hit OK. And please turn the ignition key to on. Press enter to continue, and it's processing, and it'll erase all the codes. That's really simple to use. Has been cleared. Okay. All done. The cool part is you don't even have to turn it on or off. You unplug it. It's off. Don't forget to turn the key back to off. I guess I'm going to look up that code now. I'll figure out what else it is. Well, that's pretty nice. It comes with a USB link, so you can actually go to TOPDON, www.topdondiagnostics.com and click support. Select the ROM update, and it will update your tool. And it's got this handy dandy USB to micro, mini USB or whatever. Then it'll update it. Just follow the instructions. So yeah, all 10 OBD2 models for most 1996 and newer vehicles. OBD2 and Canada. Don't want to leave the Canadians out. Read and erase codes, switch off, check engine light. Patented one-click readiness status for smog tests, live data in graphic format, easy to monitor and evaluate. Freeze frame retrieval, view records of malfunction, quickly get VIN, CIN, and CVN information. That's kind of nice, ain't it? Anyway, you can PC print hard copies. Let's go see what a P0171 is. I'm curious now. Got my curiosity up. All right, we're back out here on the Jeep. I did a little research, printed off a sheet of paper. P0171. Jeep code. Fuel system 1/1 lean, it says. It's lean. So here's the possible causes. In order, they have it listed on this sheet of paper I printed off. I Googled it, went, yeah, that looks like, let's look at that one. Intake air leaks. Faulty front heated oxygen sensor. Ignition misfiring. Faulty fuel injectors. Exhaust gas leaks. Incorrect fuel pressure. Lack of fuel. Faulty mass airflow sensor, MAF sensor. Incorrect positive crankcase ventilation. Incorrect PCV hose connection. Okay. Now, seeing how this went, now here's my reasoning behind what I'm getting ready to do next. Is this was running fine the last time I ran it. I had to jump it, and I jumped it, and all of a sudden, boom. And I'll tell you what I did too. And this I'm telling on myself because I want you guys to just know the whole story. I'm looking at the red wires coming off of here. 2 red wires coming off the battery terminal, which looks like they could use some cleaning. And I see one red wire. I can't see the wires here, but I see one red wire sticking out here. And I'm thinking, this is positive. This is not positive. Long story short, I put my jump pack on, click. I went to click on the hair, went zzz. Not good, right? What did that send backwards through my system, and what did it screw up electronically? Flipped it, jumped it, fires up. When you first start it up, it runs real nice, just exactly like it's supposed to. Then just moments later, it starts staggering and stuttering and doing things because it's picking up a mixture problem, I feel. And I'm not counting that the ignition misfiring, something went bad there right off the bat. Exhaust gas leaks didn't happen overnight. Incorrect fuel pressure, possibly. But I think there's a way I can check that. I can check my fuel pressure right here by putting a little fuel pressure sensor on there. I might just do that. But the thing starts and runs. So that tells me I've got a lot of things that are working. But the lean, what can make it lean? Well, what happens, and this is where I'm coming together with this, guys. And like I said, I'm talking you through it because I want you to understand what my thinking's at. And you guys can, you know, put some comments down below as to what you think as I'm working through this. It runs. It'll go down the highway. It does all kinds of neat stuff. Even at speed, it runs a little rough at idle, but when you get into the gas and go, it goes, right? Well, from what I could tell, if it's lean, if it's getting a lean signal, that means it's going to run, it's running too lean on fuel, and it can run extra hot, and you can start burning valves, you can burn pistons, you can burn up a lot of stuff internally, right? So the car protects itself. That computer goes, I'm gonna take care of you, you little inline six, you little 4-liter beauty, and says, I'm gonna dump a shit ton of fuel down your throat to keep you from leaning out. And that's where I go, yeah, it did, because it says fuel injectors. Fuel injectors are dumping fuel like it's its job. Doesn't do it when it first starts up, but then once it's running, it does. And that's because it detects that lean. I'm pretty sure it detects that lean, which tells me the oxygen sensor might have just taken a crap. And it's doing that. And the oxygen sensors on this, I believe there's one. I'm gonna get, I open the hood to see if I can see it from up the top. I look way down through there and I can see it on the exhaust manifold down low. There again, I don't know if it has one or two. But we'll get it up on ramps and I'll get underneath there and see. The cool part is, if it's lean, because of the O2 sensor, it's gonna go, ooh, I'm super lean, I should be running at a certain temperature, and I'm not, and I'm dumping fuel. And my mileage thing that I said I was checking internally was saying I was getting 6 miles to the gallon. So what's it doing? Dumping tons of fuel down the throat of this thing. So that's why I'm gonna go after the O2 sensor first. I know that was a long story to get there, but I want you to understand my deducifications to get to the resolve that I'm looking for. All right. Well, I got to run it up on ramps to do that, so we're going to get some ramps and like perch it up on ramps, and then I'll squirt underneath there, see what I can see. I'm getting ready to pull it up on ramps. I want you guys to listen to it start from a cold start. Hopefully the battery's not dead, eh? Fires up, runs really smooth. So that would give me an indication that it's something that's detecting after it warms up for just a little bit. The other day when I was starting it up, it was already warm, but now it was running real good, and I drove it around the yard, and it wasn't until about, I don't know, let's just call it a minute or two of idling and running, pulling the trailer around the yard to empty a couple things off my trailer, that it actually started running really rough again. So that would tell me that it's had a chance to run, get some temperature on that sensor, and that sensor is going, whoa, 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 way too lean. At least that's what the sensor thinks it is. And the computer's going, hey, the sensor's telling me it's way lean. Let's just dump fuel down this thing so we don't burn ourselves up. We'll crawl under and see what I can see. Now, I can't see this very well under here. I've got I'm using my iPhone light and my camera, but you can see there's a O2 sensor right there. And the reason I want to get in here to look to make sure I can order the right one, this one has 4 wires coming off of it. And it has a pretty long pigtail coming off of it. So when I order the one for this, I want to make sure I kind of get a visual look of what I've got here. So that's what I'm going to order, is one with 4 wires. Looks like a gray, a black, and 2 white wires maybe. And that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to get that ordered, and we'll be back under here trying to sort this puppy out. All right, it's about a week later, believe it or not, because I had to order different parts. I ordered this part for the front O2 sensor. Coming to find out, this here is way too thick. A little bit longer and way too thick through here. It is such a close fit between this and the bell housing underneath there. So I ordered a front and a rear, or you know, upstream and downstream, I guess they call it. So So I'm hoping these two, see this looks more like the factory. Let's go ahead and rip her open. Yeah. And there's two things for the front, the upstream and downstream. I'll show you the difference here. So this pigtail might be just a little bit longer, but that's okay. That's not gonna break my heart. But you can see how much thinner and a little bit shorter this one is overall up here. That allows me to get that in place. This should be the downstream one. And it looks like it comes with a couple little clippies, which is kind of nice. This comes with some instructions. I'll probably read through that. I don't think there's anything other than putting some anti-seize on it and let her rip. And this will be the rear one. Let me rip this open. A zip tie. I didn't bring my knife with me. See if I can get her snuck out of here. Okay, so this would be the rear one, and I'll show you the difference on the plugs. If you look at the plugs, see if I can get you up here close enough. Just to kind of give you an idea of the difference on the plugs. This is where the locking tab is here, in here. And if you look straight up from this locking tab, you can see on the front one that, I'm sorry, the rear one. You can see for the front one, this locking tab here, you got a alignment lug straight across from it and 190 degrees of it. And on the rear one, you got the same locking lug, 190 degrees, but the one is not straight across here. So that's the difference. They're not interchangeable. So you can't get them backwards, which is nice. So I'm not going to bore you with the install on these. I'm going to go ahead and get back under there and get these installed, plug back in, and then we'll fire it up and see if our error code goes away permanently. The nice thing is these already come with some never sees already on the thread, so you don't have to add that. I've got these parts off of rockauto.com. I also got the wrong part off rockauto.com, but that was my fault because I didn't study the information on the website close enough. So the part numbers are right here. There's an ES20044 and an ES20045. And it's just O2 sensor. One is upstream and one is downstream. All right, guys, we had to pull it out underneath the little overhead carport little area. And sorry, the lighting's not perfect, but the good news is the O2 sensors are back in. Plugged them in, fired it up. She runs good. Let me let you have a listen here. I'm gonna leave the microphone right here. The old 4-liter Power Tech is back in business. At least that's what it says right here, 4-liter Power Tech. We'll put you back right here. So that cured it, and the reason I know it cured it is I drove it to work, and I noticed that it, well, I was getting ready to drive it to work actually, and I noticed this little sound. Well, lo and behold, I've got a little vacuum line right here, hard plastic vacuum line. The mice had chewed right through it. Now, could that have been the problem all along? Yes. Because it's sucking some really lot of air right through there. But what I did notice before I figured this out, this is where I'm not blaming it all on this vacuum leak though, because it could have been a vacuum leak, is before I discovered this, I drove it up and down the road a few times, And it felt really good. It felt smooth again. Felt like it was doing what it should. And the gas mileage was up there, you know, 17, 18 as an average. I reset it and it was giving me 17 or 18 as an average, which is way better than 6.5. So then I got to pull it back in the yard before I go to work, and I thought my windshield washer fluid is low. And I don't know if you guys own a Jeep like this. I don't know how it's engineered, but it will go bing, 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 bing. When your washer fluid's low, it will warn you with 6 beeps. When it's overheating, as it's done to me in the past, you'll hear a bing. That's it. And you'll go, wonder what that was. So you start looking around and you see the little light on your dash that says check gauges. I'm like, okay, let's scan the gauge. It's overheating. It's hot. The needle's dang near pegged. 1 bing for an overheat could destroy your entire engine. 6 bings, that's this many, if your washer fluid's low. Where does that make sense? I don't know. But anyway, when I came back to put the washer fluid in, I popped the hood. The engine's running smooth. It doesn't have any shuddering or anything. But I hear this sound. I'm like, it's sucking air somewhere, big time. And I look down this hard plastic hose that comes from, yeah, over here to there, right into the intake manifold, is chewed clear into. Mice, bite marks up and down it with several other holes, but chewed clear into. Now, I'm also very convinced, because of the amount of mouse damage I've had over the years, that several automotive manufacturers, Chrysler included, it happened to my Impala as well, all the wire insulation is made out of recycled dog food or has a mouse food additive in it to make it attractive for them to chew on it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't know why a mouse goes up there and just chews a wire in half. Chews it in half. That's it. Doesn't sit there and strip the entire thing because it's yummy and delicious and they're eating it like Twizzlers. I don't get it. But she's running like top now. I drove it to work, getting about 20 to 21 miles to the gallon on the highway, running at 60 miles an hour, flat ground. That's as good as it's ever done. And I should have been clued in over the last year. I've noticed the mileage has dropped a mile or 2 per hour, but that's just neither here nor there. You know, I just thought it's just getting tired. But she's peppy again. She's running. She's got a lot more power than it had before, which it feels like it. I can feel it in the pedal. So I'm excited to pull a boat with it again. And but now that we've got that fixed, stay tuned to another video coming up in the very near future to a theater near, to your computer or iPhone or ThinkPad or SmartFace device. We're going to go ahead and do a little TLC to this thing. We're going to change the transmission fluid. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're also going to do some prettying up on some stuff on here, and we're going to put in some spark plugs. But that's going to be it for this video. You guys get out there and have some fun. If it ain't broke, fix it till it is, and I hope you learned something today. Get out there, be nice to everybody, and have some fun. And I'll see you on the next video. And don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like, and subscribe.